Hi guys, today is December 7th or 8th, I think, and I am standing outside in Maryland Zone 7A. Well, apparently now 7B, but I don't really know if I believe that yet. But I am standing out here in a long sleeve shirt, and it is almost 60 degrees and I am loving it. The sun is out, there's not a cloud in the sky, even though we're supposed to get like over an inch and a half of rain all day tomorrow. It's just going to be a wash. But today is beautiful, so we are going to be playing with houseplants. Check out this plant haul. I picked all these up from the clearance rack. I got a few different crotons, a couple different varieties of ferns, and I even got a snow white waffle plant, which I've never had before, but it's so pretty. Look at that color. Oh, I can't wait to pot this one up. But these are all just so cute and dainty and pretty, and I don't even actually have any ferns inside. It's been a while since I've had them. Oh, and look at this. Look at this beauty. Look at that. So today I want to pot all of these up and get them upstairs into the grow room and just kind of let them settle in their new pots for a couple weeks before I figure out where exactly I'd like to put them. I also want to show you guys what I've been using to combat fungus gnats, and it's been working really well for me. It's just a combination of mosquito bits and those yellow sticky traps that you just kind of stick into the soil. But between those two, I have been able to keep any fungus gnat infestation at bay and pretty much eradicate them. So this is what I've been using to help get rid of fungus gnats, and it's been doing a really good job so far, and it's pretty simple to use. Now, there is another product on the market that I'm aware of but I'm not familiar with, and that's Natural, and I haven't been able to get my hands on it. The only place I've been able to find it is on Amazon, and it's usually in like a 16-pound tub, and I don't need that much of it. But the only difference I think between the Natural and the mosquito bits is that with the Natural you can just put it directly into water and water right away, whereas with the mosquito bits you kind of have to soak them in water for about 30 to 45 minutes, strain them, and then water your plants, which I don't really mind doing. I think it's, you know, it's an easy little thing to do in order to get rid of fungus gnats, which I find so annoying because if you let them go for even just a few days, you're going to end up with so many fungus gnats everywhere. So what I want to do is show you guys how I prep the mosquito bits, and while they're soaking, I'm going to repot all of the plants, and then I'll come back around and finish up the mosquito bits, and then we'll water everything in and I'll show you how everything looks. But before we start, I want to show you the raised beds because Mo came out here last week and started leveling some of the beds, and I thought he was only going to do like one or two, but he got all except for one done, and they just look so good. Now, the soil is a little bit roughed up because the squirrels think it's their playground, so I'm just kind of letting them have fun. So these are the 3x6 beds, and we've got one of them leveled and filled. The other one is just waiting to be leveled and filled. This is the last one. And over here, the 3x4 beds, Mo has them all leveled, and we've got them all filled up too. There's nothing planted in them except for this right here. Half of this first bed has got the garlic in it, but you can kind of see the soil looks pretty lumpy and clumpy. That's due to the squirrels just kind of playing with them, but they just look so good. And I did get some footage of Mo leveling the beds, which we'll play at the end of this video in case you guys want to check it out. I think it looks pretty cool. All right, so now let's get started with the mosquito bits. Before we prep the mosquito bits, I did want to mention the active ingredient in this is Bacillus thuringiensis israelensis, which is a bacteria that is found in soil. But if you're looking for BT, which I'm sure you've probably heard that term before, Bacillus thuringiensis, if you're trying to combat fungus gnats, you want to get the subspecies that says israelensis, BTI, because that is the strain that will combat and get rid of the fungus gnats. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to follow the instructions on the back of the bag and get these prepped. So right on the back of the bag, it's got the instructions for fungus gnat control, and it's got 4 tablespoons of mosquito bits per gallon of water. I'm only using half a gallon of water, so I'm only going to use 2 tablespoons of mosquito bits. Put them in my little measuring cup over here and just let them soak for 30 to 45 minutes while we get all of these plants potted up. And this is what they look like. They kind of look like grape nuts. Cereal. That's 1, 2. And then we'll just add some water. And we'll just give it a nice little stir. And the water does start to look a little cloudy and milky, and that's totally normal. So we'll just set this over on the patio table and just let it soak up. And now I'm just going to pot all the plants up. We've got our potting soil, our pots, and our plants. Here we go. All right, guys, they're all potted up and ready to be watered in. Don't they look so good, so pretty in their new homes? So before we finish up with the mosquito bits and get these all watered in, I wanted to run through exactly what I did to these plants from the moment I saw them at the store up until this point. So at the store, when I saw them on the clearance rack, I pulled them out of their containers, I inspected the roots, I smelled the soil to make sure it wasn't like rotting or stinky. I looked at the roots, they were nice, they were white, they were healthy. I checked the plant over for any bugs or anything. And then when I brought them home, I quarantined them in our dining room away from any other houseplant that I have for about 2 weeks. And in those 2 weeks, I watered them, I treated them for fungus gnats and fungus gnat larvae with the mosquito bit concoction that we're gonna finish up with. And I also used those yellow sticky tape things. Let me find them. So these are the sticky traps that I got. I got them off of Amazon, and they look like this. They're just yellow, and I think the yellow is what attracts them to it. But all you do is you just peel this paper off on both sides, and you just insert it into the soil, and it attracts all of the adult fungus gnats and fruit flies or whatever it is, and they stick to this and they die. So these control the adults, and the mosquito bit concoction that we've got going on over here, that treats the soil for any of the larvae and the eggs that are in the soil. So it prevents them from reaching maturity. So you kind of get a 1-2 punch. So after a couple weeks of treating them for fungus gnats and keeping an eye on them, making sure that there's no other infestation or pests or anything, that's when I feel comfortable enough to start introducing them to the rest of the house plants. And that's where we are now. We're repotting them up. We're going to give them another treatment of the mosquito bits, and I'll put them up in the grow room and just let them settle for another week or so, and then I'll just find some places around the house and put them out. But before I finish up with the mosquito bits, I want to clean up my area a little bit and just kind of get everything put away. Now I'm just going to use this little brush from my cosmetology days and just use it to kind of get all of this loose dirt off the pots before we water them. I forgot the saucers for the pots, so we got to go into the kitchen and grab them real quick. These are the terracotta saucers that I glazed a few weeks ago. Where are they? Maybe they're upstairs in the grow room. Spare bedroom, really. No. Where did I put them? They were outside right behind me the whole time. Okay. Maybe it's time for a nap. Okay, here they are. So these are the terracotta saucers that I glazed. I did a video on this as well, which I will link in the description box too. But terracotta is porous, so, you know, any water that sits in here will come out the other side. It will damage your wood surfaces if you don't glaze them and waterproof them. So yeah, this is just a really, really inexpensive way to get it done. They do come pre-glazed if you want. They are a little more expensive. I prefer to do it myself. It's also a good idea to use these felt pads on the bottom of the terracotta saucers as well. If you're going to put them on a wood surface, it'll help protect them from scratches. So now we're just going to take our mosquito bits, give them a final stir, and we're going to strain them into this water can. This is the tricky part. Just want to make sure, get it in there without splashing it everywhere. Some people don't like doing this. I don't mind. I don't think it's too much of an inconvenience. But if it is, go with the natural. And there they are. They're all watered in. They're all treated for fungus gnats, and they're ready to go upstairs. So guys, this is exactly what I do whenever I bring any new house plants into the house, or if I'm treating them for any type of fungus gnat infestation. This is just my step-by-step on how I like to go about it, and it is working for me. If you guys try it, leave me a comment in the comment section below. Let me know how it's working for you. And I hope you guys found this video informative. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.